Kneeling is currently impossible for you, so I will show you what you can do to be able to do it again. Trust yourself and the abilities of your body to learn it again. Get started right away. Joanna is here, and first we want to clarify which kneeling movement we are actually referring to. There are actually 3 different types of movement that are understood by that. Let's start. The first would be kneeling like this. The second one would be like this. Then I would give more specific details about the kneeling position. But it is also a kneeling down. And the third kneeling is the complete kneeling down, you could say. And with all 3 types, we will help you now to achieve that again. First, an important piece of information for you. This kneeling position, many people can't do that. Not because they cannot bend the knee, but because it is too sensitive. The knees are too sensitive. And this is super exciting because it has been shown for many years that the sensitivity to kneel, even on a hard floor, which is personally very easy for me, is related to how tense or relaxed the muscles are here in the front thigh. When there is a lot of tension on it, the knee becomes more sensitive at the bottom. There, the tendon practically transitions into the bone. And that's where these receptors are located, which we also use in the Liebscher-Bracht method. And if they are sensitive, this indicates that the muscle is tense. Do you notice something? So, if we relax this muscle, then I would assume that your sensitivity to go into the kneeling position, like Joanna is in, will decrease until you can easily do it on a regular hard wooden floor. For all 3 types of kneeling, full knee flexion must be developed. And that is why the basic exercise, the Liebscher-Bracht exercises that we are doing now, is always the same. You start in the 4-point position. Please stand with your feet shoulder width apart and your knees slightly bent to ensure a stable stance, so to speak. And if you are already too sensitive and cannot do it because the tension is still too great in your thighs, in this muscle, then put a pillow underneath or go on this mat, which is like our mat, a little thicker. Otherwise, go on a carpet that is a bit thicker, something soft underneath. And now start with the following exercise. Go back so far until you notice the knee hurts and the thigh tightens. Stop there. It may well be that you already notice, oh, that pulls. Where does it hurt? It hurts in the knees, it hurts in the thigh, it hurts below the kneecap. These are places where it can pull. What is pulling there? Yes, it's what is too short, or rather, what isn't giving way as much as it should. Now you stay there. And now we use stretching to help the tissue and the body get used to it. And when you are in the position for about 20-30 seconds, you will be able to go a little further back until you notice again, oh, now it is no longer just tolerable. Always stay within the range that is still bearable. And as it gives way, you can go back a little further. That is called stretching. So, and if you please stay like that, Joanna. And now the exercise would consist of you pressing your feet against the ground without moving the torso. The trunk remains as it is, and you press with your feet against the ground. That means you are building tension in the muscles. And now these muscles, which are currently being stretched, are being subjected to strength training. And that's good because they get tired now, and then the tensions decrease. At least that's what we suspect. That's what we've seen in our patients up until now. And after you've tensed up, try doing it. And you do the same at home. In the angle where it pulls, you keep stretching a little more intense and then relax. And then you notice after releasing, you can go a little further back. And then you do that again. You are tensing your feet as tightly as possible against the ground. It is important that the body does not move during this time, that it remains completely still. Then you relax again, let go, and go a little further into the stretch. You do that for 2 to 2.5 minutes, yes. First stretch for about a minute, and after a minute you can start again, always tightening more and more. If you're already getting further down, or if you find it too hard to hold and need more weight, then you can lift your torso. And you will notice the higher you lift your trunk, the more gravity affects the stretching. And that's why you come further down, but it may be too much. And if it's too much, then you put something in between, for example, the pillow. That way, when you push and the full force of gravity takes effect, you are in exactly the right stretch. And as you continue to move forward, you will then reach this height where you sit down, always going further down. You can also do this wonderfully with our back hero or with a few books that you stack on top of each other. And then, Joanna, remove the pillow, sit on it so that you can put your full weight on it. Do that for a few days. Then remove some parts, test exactly what you can tolerate, and find what is just barely manageable, but still comfortable pain. And you can keep working your way down until you eventually sit on your heels. And when you sit back on your heels, it is highly likely that you will be able to do our 3 kneeling exercises we've practiced. For example, do the first kneeling again, Joanna. And if you stand, you will be able to go down into a squat like that. You will increasingly be able to go into the kneeling position, to do this even on harder floors, and eventually be back in the seated heel position. And I have seen people over 70 who had difficulties bending their knees more than 90 degrees. And when they did this for 2, 3, 4 months every day, it became easier, and eventually they were able to sit down. And it's the case for many, many people. And therefore, please, after a few weeks of practicing, write a comment on how's going for you. Share the video, especially with people you know cannot kneel. And this is not only the case with kneeling down. There are several areas in the body where certain movements are restricted. And this principle that by stretching you can get everything back in order has a very high chance of success. You just need to do the right exercises, the ones you can find in our channel. If you now, for example, want to be able to touch the floor again with your fingertips, with your knees extended, then please click here. There you have exactly the video for it. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe quickly. Click here below so that YouTube reminds you when a new video is released with great exercises. I would try all of them, even if you're not directly affected, because feeling better afterward is always certain. Take a look.